So, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today I'm going to be talking about The Godfather. So this is going to be a hard review because of how amazing it is and how much I need to talk about. I won't be talking about spoilers, I'll just be blanking out certain people's names. But this film is classed as the greatest film of all time, so when I started watching it, my expectations were ridiculously high. And I know some people might say, oh, they might get put off because, oh, it might be boring, it's 3 hours long. But no, it's really good. There's certain films where I watch and I'm just kind of little focus. I'm not massively paying attention, but this one, it had my attention all the way through it. I loved the story arc of Michael Corleone, who is Al Pacino, and it's just all the 3 films I liked. First 2 were amazing, the first one's my favourite, but it's just so good, and there's so much I need to talk about. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the easiest thing to talk about, which is the music. And the music in this film is the best music in any film I've ever listened or watched, if you know what I mean. There's certain films that have great soundtracks, like Platoon has one. I really like Blade Runner soundtrack, and then The Godfather just has the definitive great mafia soundtrack. So the music's very eerie, if you know what I mean, because a lot of this film, well, I'd say a lot, but it's like 3 hours long. About like 40 minutes of this film is about Al Pacino living in Sicily, but whereas in the second one it kind of always about either Robert De Niro or Al Pacino, the first one is divided between the brothers. So it's like there's Vito Corleone, who's the dad, and then there's Michael Corleone, Sonny, and Fredo, and then there's a sister whose name I can't remember, but she played as Adrian from Rocky. And each one has different personalities. Fredo's a bit like kind of cowards away a little bit in the first one anyway. Michael Corleone doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And then Sonny is like ferocious, he's always angry, he's just a really furious type of character. And then the sister is she's getting beat up by her husband, and she doesn't want to say anything, but then it goes too far. And Sonny finds out and he freaks out, and it's just, all of the film is great, all of the characters are great. And the film, I guess, although it's about Vito Corleone, which is Marlon Brando, it's about Al Pacino and his way of turning from being this guy who doesn't want anything to do with the family business to becoming the leader, the godfather of it all. And that's what's so great about the first one. It shows the rise of Michael Corleone and basically the fall of Vito Corleone. Now, my favourite character is Sonny in the first film because of how crazy he is. I can never remember his name, but it's the guy from Misery and Elf, which is really weird. And it's just, he is such a cool character to watch, because I remember I was watching it, and then when the sister tells him about the husband, I was like, oh, he's telling him, and he's going to go mad at him, and he does. In the street, he destroys him. And then all the deaths in this film are so sudden and so quick. Maybe apart from the final scene-ish, all of them aren't glorified. They're just really quick, sudden. You don't suspect them happening. So there's a part where one of the characters is buying fruit, and 2 guys just run up to him and shoot him, and it's just ridiculous. The best death is actually this like ridiculous, just bullet show where he's driving a car and these guys just pop up behind these things and just start shooting through the car, and he gets like blown away in this car, and it's just so kind of disturbing to watch because this character is just so sudden and you don't expect it ever happening. And that's what was so great about this film. You couldn't tell what was happening, it wasn't predictable. And not only was the music great, was the cinematography great, the acting was probably one of the best films for acting ever, but the story, which I always look for in a film, is just amazing in this one. And although it's kind of like, you could describe it easily as like, oh, it's about the son of a mafia don taking over, it's a lot more about all these different types of characters and their relationship with each other and how it affects the overall film. And although after the first 10 minutes, it slows down a tiny bit for about 20 minutes, which is where it's about basically just everything's happening, like nothing's really changing, and then the rest of the film just gets crazy. And the final bit, I watch Modern Family, and there was an episode called Fulgencio, I think, and in the last scene there was like a parody of The Godfather, but I didn't know what it was until I watched The Godfather, and all I could think of was just Phil saying that he renounces Satan. So it was just awesome. The final 15 minutes is just so much things happening, and the ending scene, the ending shot of the wife looking at Al Pacino was just ridiculous. It was so good. The entire film was amazing. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. If you think it's a bit boring at the start, wait until it gets really, really good. And it's definitely a 5-star film. Probably the best film. I don't know about my favourite. It wouldn't be my favourite, but definitely the best I've ever seen. And I will be doing a part 2 and a part 3 of the Godfather trilogy. So I will see you guys in the next video.